Welcome to One Word Today and welcome to April 1st. Now we're going to continue with Neolithic characters. And this month I'm going to dedicate it to domestic space and relationships. 灶, stove or kitchen is the first character comes to mind because food is essential to Chinese culture. I mean, for any culture really. But because it's an agrarian society and we have ton cultures, behaviors of food cuisines that are related to eating is such a big part of Chinese culture. Anyway, so 灶, stove is the main thing here. And you can see simplified Chinese, traditional versus way traditional 2000 years ago dictionary. They have three versions, but traditional looks a lot like the 2000 years ago version, except that they added something with the soil in between the top mian, it's called. This mian structure means the private space with a cooking function in it. That's the definition of it. It's a living quarter because you need to cook. And to cook, you need to have good ventilation. So the top left corners there symbolize the air channels, the ventilation within that space. And then the bottom here is supposedly a soft shell, turtle-looking thing that's a part of Chinese cuisine. I only came across once on a train. Somebody carry a 甲鱼, literally translated as shellfish. So it's kind of a common intersection between fish-looking thing and it does have a shell that looks like a turtle. It's a soft shell, so it's edible, and it's supposed to have a potent nutrition for your longevity. And that's a great gift for any like older, for grandpas, grandmas, older generation. So this probably symbolizes the best nutrition you can get out of the kitchen. And here give you the picture of the space for cooking, and then you have the food in there, cook for longevity. So the the best meaning implanted in there to show you that we don't take cooking lightly. Dining, eating, having taken in nutritions, aiming for longevity is all embedded in this frame. Traditional added the soil symbol, and the soil symbolized the building structure to build the stove or the kitchen area. And simplify Chinese simply give you the fire symbol on the left and the soil symbol on the right. If you have been on this channel long enough, or if you have paid attention to how Chinese conceptualize or compartmentalize our material world, we segregate materials in the world into five types, and fire and soil. 金木水火土. Okay, so fire and soil are already 40% out of the five material. And from that, boil down to the two major elements. You can see how it's essential to our survival that we build this soil structure, build the stove area so that we can contain, supposedly control the use of fire for our survival. Okay, 炉灶. I translate as oven and stove, but really 炉 in Chinese concept is stove top. It's the cooking on top of the fire. I haven't even used an oven in the English sense of oven in China ever, at least back then. Only came to America, I learned to use oven. And Lu and Zao give you the two essential things. Lu is particular fire pit for cooking, and Zao is the whole structure that build around to make the fire for you. So 灶台, we add Tai platform or flat surface after the 灶 to give you the countertop in Chinese. And so it's stove counter. That makes sense, right? 灶王爷, stove god uncle. So this is a kind of a colloquial expression. In other expressions, the same role, which is kitchen god, was translated as 灶神, and 神 undeniably means God figure, is a divinity. Versus here, 王爷, get them this social element or human element in there. But they are special humans. Who are they? Wang is the king, the ruler of the place. Ye is the grandparent, grandpa in particular, or eventually 这个爷, this 爷 symbolize, I guess, men in power because they are seniority in your generation, and also as a respectful addressing of older male. And Wang Ye together even became a title of, it's not exactly the ruler, the one guy, the toughest guy, but Wang Ye at this Ye behind actually lowered down the status to the brothers of the king. If this king didn't kill the brothers to become the solely male ruler, remove the competitions. If the other siblings survive, the male siblings, I guess, then they are assigned the title as Wang Ye. So 赵王爷 give you the sense of, oh, they're a part of this social structure, but they're top up there. But they're not a king. They're Wang Ye is the brother of the king. Okay, the function of kitchen god in Chinese culture is to provide, because it's food source, right? And to protect, because kitchen probably prone to fire accidents as well. So it need to be protected. And the third function is surveillance, okay? Or we flip it as the connection or the chief communication officer, let's say that, to the divinity. So it's a whole constellation of gods in Chinese culture. And then 灶王爷 is this domesticate, like the god, the domestic god within your household. That this particular god not only provides and protects, just like Christianity's two major function of the god, that this particular god also, because it's within your household, and the kitchen or the hearth is the center of your family, all the domestic dramas are going to play it out in front of the eyes of this kitchen god. So that gives you like a natural combining or restraining force on your domestic life, that at the end of the year, this kitchen god is going to, give a call to the central control of the whole goddesses system to judge your family. So we don't have end of life judgment day. We have annual judgment day. That's before Lunar New Year. So, people have to be conscious about the presence of this kitchen god in their home every day, but sometimes, misbehave. So to make up deeds for that is to pray, to worship kitchen god, especially at the end of the year when the annual report is going to send, that the whole family is going to gather and pray to the kitchen god. So that's what 灶王爷 served. Okay, here's a look of stove. Pretty picture, pretty image. And this is what it was, like one of the versions of the zao would look like in Chinese concept. As you can see, it's not exactly oven because you cannot cook within the fire pit, but it's stacked up by the bricks, protected in there. And then huge stove because it has to serve the whole family, and probably cross generations as well. And many fond family memories were centered around this zao. And the hot water from the zao, not only for boiling water for cooking purpose, but also hot shower. And then we don't really have the stove for oven purpose, but sometimes sweet potatoes or potatoes are going to be tucked in the ashes area to heat it up and have some delicious treat over there. So zao definitely served generations before the whole kitchen got moved into industrialized age, where everything looks clean like the previous picture. So that's uh, the real stove or the original stove. That's the imagery generations associate with this character Zhao. And actually, this Zhao simplified Chinese came into being only since 1958 or 3 in the 50s. But before then, it's this longevity food that's contained within this concept. Um, there you go. So, thank you for your time. See you another day.